everyone. And Matt, how are you?
Great. How's it going, Nestor?
I'm doing pretty well, Matt. Thank you for asking. So today we'll following the Curiosity project phases and the stages and all the different tools that we have around this amazing project. We have the last one. We
Mhm.
have the experiences.
Yeah.
Hey, Matt, what about the experiences in the Curiosity project?
So this one is like you said, it's the last, it's the eighth and final component, and
Mhm.
it's the last one, but it's also the one in some ways where it all began, as far as formalizing curiosity and asking what if. And you know a little bit about this. So originally, again, I told you the story about curiosity-based thinking and what if and all this goes way back. But as far as actually doing something about it was the what if conferences we started almost a decade ago, I guess by now, 7 years or so ago. Um, boy, I get maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Yeah.
Yep.
And these were essentially like an interactive TED talk. And I remember the inspiration or motivation for these was being inspired by TED talks, but also being frustrated by TED talks going, hey, wow, there's a market for big ideas. Like people will spend their time to go listen to and interact with cutting edge ideas. I found that very hopeful. That was very cool. Um, but what was frustrating as an educator is all the TED Talks were just like a sage on the stage, like one person in a spotlight preaching to, passive audience members. And there was maybe magic in a moment, but then it was just gone. It was just it was very temporary. And it was very singular as far as it was, celebrating a one person's idea of something they've done. And that's fine. There's a space for that. But we want to go, what if? What's the other side of that coin? And what we came up with was creating what if conferences where instead of people sharing a TED talk about what they've already done, they spend 8 minutes asking or exploring a what if question of something that either can't be done or hasn't been done yet. So the idea was to start creating the next TED Talks, and not only to do it with gathering all these curious people together, but in my opinion, fix the where TED Talks are broken. And it's the same place where education is broken. Is that information shouldn't just be exchanged from one person who knows it all on the stage, just telling all the sheep in the audience. It needs to be interactive. It needs to be collaborative. It needs to be exploratory. It needs to be filled with discovery and all of these other things. So we designed a way to have these thoughts being shared, but then to get everybody, audience members and participators alike, to take time throughout the overall experience and to connect and go through a very specifically designed curiosity-based thinking process that allows them to synthesize what they heard, share and collaborate together as a group, but most importantly, design and start taking actions on, on what they heard. So they can actually turn their curiosity into an action immediately. And this is not only did it start a long time ago, but it's still going on. I still work with everybody from universities to private companies, to startup organizations, to you name it, interested in having like, a TED 2.0, like an updated TED talk or a more innovative way to share big ideas. So the what if conference, or sometimes we call them what if experiences, are alive and well. But and I think of course it fit great with the Curiosity Project, because I think it could both draw people's attention to the Curiosity Project, but also be a way of celebrating what comes out of the Curiosity Project. A lot of schools today still use what if conferences as an end of the year experience. So it's a project that their students work on and build throughout the entire year. And at the end of the year, kind of both as a demonstration of learning and a celebration of learning, they get together to do one of these. So it made sense that if we're going to build this Curiosity Project, let's make these experiences a part of it. So what if we can use the project to both train and teach people how they can, do their own what if conferences, similar to how TED created TEDx, but we'll make it with 100% less bureaucracy and just the red tape and the headaches and the branding and the all of the other things that I hear constantly about, the headaches of putting on a TEDx. What if we could just kind of, train you how to do a what if conference in a box, and you could start doing it on your own? But then, of course, the curiosity never ends. So what if that's just a start? What if these what if conferences, and using this 8-step curiosity based thinking process within it, is only one of the flavors or one of the ways that we can design experiences to not just celebrate curiosity, but actually build things and do things with curiosity. So that's where like the nickname for this is like the serendipity collider. One of the things we talk about what happens with the what if conference is we start with curiosity, but we create serendipity. And then from the serendipity, amazing things happen. You know, creations begin, building starts, actions are taken. So instead of just doing these kind of haphazardly, it was really curious or excited about how we could use the Curiosity Project to both design these, I should say, conduct what if experiences on a regular basis, kind of share them and spread how to do them, but also, we're going to have this amazing community of curious people. And one of the guiding questions of what if curiosity is, what if there's always a better way? What if there's a different way? And if we get all these people together going through these current experiences, I know we can create different experiences. We can design other ways. So the ultimate goal here would be to continue what if conferences while creating and designing new ways for groups of people to get together, collaborate around a common interest, and take actions, all based on curiosity and kind of the magic that happens, or the energy that's created when humans are together in a shared space together, working on a common goal. It just Curiosity would be the one consistency throughout, and we would use curiosity-based thinking processes to facilitate, while maybe designing more. And I'm going to shut up here in just a second, but I just want to close on this being the last one. But as I mentioned before, how it connects to all 7 other components of the Curiosity Project. And I think there's some really exciting ways that we could continue just spreading the power of curiosity through shared experiences.
Yeah, Matt. And I think that that's very important just to um, realize that the reason that this is the eighth component on the for the Curiosity project is because it's the realization of all the 7 previous one.
Mhm.
Uh, and as you just said before, the difference between this Curiosity project and any other type of project is that the one of the real intentions is that you build something. No, it's not just
Mhm.
the communication of
Mhm.
something. Via the old school. You have the expert in
Yeah.
any topic, and this super expert might be in front of the public and giving a speech or writing a paper or publishing a book. That's a traditional way of learning that,
Yeah.
and that's okay. Now it's a different approach. It's a new approach. It's a curious approach. Hey, what if we change these things in the way we are learning, in the way we are sharing knowledge, in the way we are
Mhm.
creating community, in the way we are building things, in the way we are sharing not just the knowledge, but the opportunity to create your own knowledge in your own community. And if
Mhm.
we, and traditionally, when you are using a very strict frameworks, like it's not just that. It's many, many, many ways. It's I would say Maxwell Maltz, John Maxwell. It's very strict, and of course,
Mhm.
it's a private company. That makes sense. Yeah. We are not saying that it's wrong. It's just that it's not feasible using these very close boxes
Yeah.
to create new ones. In order to create new ones, and not just and on top of that, provide the community with tools, with freedom I would say, freedom of scope of
Mhm.
how to use the tool. It's a good option, and of course, nothing happens if you don't do the things. You might think around the concept problems as long as you want. You can debate around things as long as you want, but if you do nothing, nothing happens.
Mhm.
And this is one of the big questions from people that I get to listen on every day. is, hey, okay, Nestor, what's next? What should I do? And the thing
Yeah.
is the doing, and this is
Yep.
the part of the project. This is the part of the doing. Okay, this is how you do it. You have this access to these tools because you have been studying the tools for a previous period of time, and you know the tool, you know how to handle, and this is the process of doing. Now you can go yourself and you can create your own what if conference, and
Mhm.
the steps to create the what if conference are these: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the basic tools are these, and we are providing the basic tools, but there's no limit to create new ones,
Oh yeah.
and allowing the community to be curious and, hey, are you serious that I can create a what if conference and I have freedom of changing elements? Yes, you do.
Mhm.
That's the whole idea of the process, because when you have the flexibility of allowing yourself being so curious, even to propose new ideas, to propose new way of doing things,
Mhm.
uh, we might be able to find the solutions for problems that we never think before
Mhm.
in a different way. But I think, Matt, this is the perfect time to recap
Yeah.
and talk about the previous 7 steps.
Yeah.
And I'll make a proposal for you. What if you take 3, 4 times,
Uh-huh.
4 minutes to explain, hey, where we are?
Yeah.
Those are the steps, the step number 1 to 7, and do a closing with the experiences project that we are today.
Definitely. So yeah, I'll just run through the steps real quickly again. We started with the education center, and this is where we design and deliver curiosity-based thinking, learning, experiences, and training. So this is where people can train themselves in how to use curiosity-based thinking, and we can also create specific learning experiences. And again, this is, I think, of a physical location. This is I don't even want to call it a school. It's a new type of school, let's say, but in the traditional sense, it's a school, but it's 100% curiosity
Okay.
based.
Let me try to do one thing on real time. The first one is the, let me try
Is
to write it down.
Oh yeah, sorry, education center.
Education center. Okay, let me try to do this thing here. So I see it. No,
Oh,
okay, we
perfect.
have
All right.
education. I will try to do it real time.
Nice. So the second one is the Curiosity R&D, or the research and development, and this is where we get scientific with curiosity. Yeah, so the idea that the Curiosity R&D would be a knowledge garden where we manage academic relationships, research, publication, academic publications, but also do things like support patent and IP development. And this would be where the curiosity-based leadership would grow out of. But this is where a lot of the stuff we do in the other components, where the research and kind of the science to support the supporting data, supporting material for those would come out of here as well. And we would look to support other academics or people doing research or any sort of innovation in the field of curiosity. The next one would be the members only club. Um, and this is a limited capacity speakeasy and excursion club. This is a concept, was the idea of members only in a number of ways, is to make it exclusive, but really just to we were talking about experiences earlier, but as exclusivity as a way to create or engineer very unique experiences. And these could be anything. The initial idea came from the old speakeasies, where we could have like clubs where people could go in a very small space, reserved space, and you know that you'd have conversations and experiences, but it'd be very limited. And from that, different conversations and experiences would emerge. But from those like little confined speakeasy spaces, it could also be an excursion club, right? We don't have to keep this members only experiences to a little room. This could expand a number of things. The fourth component was the Zebra Zoo, as we call it, or the micro lending program, and this would be a micro lending program to help anybody who's looking to create something around curiosity. This would be I should take that back. Actually, more specifically for startups, for people looking to do something in the field of entrepreneurship, that it doesn't have to be going out and creating the next unicorn, right? The next $1 billion company, but people may be looking to use their curiosity and innovation and particular skills to go and start an initiative or start a business that could help them, support their family or contribute to their community in some way. So micro lending for I don't even call it micro, but smaller scale entrepreneurship. The next one would be a Curiosity Innovation Lab, or the Curiosity Creativity Lab. And this would be kind of the Curiosity Playground. This is where we could, similar to the R&D, similar to the research and development, where that's more academic and doing the actual research and publications. This is more where we're experimenting. This is where I think often on the campus of MIT, in their media lab, they have I think it's sponsored by Legos, or at least they used to. It's called like a lifelong kindergarten lab, right? And it's just a place where people could go and play. And there are different things that were organized or unorganized, but it was a place that they knew they could go and their creativity would be activated. So I was looking at a Curiosity Innovation Lab where we could offer spaces like that with this free reign curiosity, but also places to test and develop new curiosity-based thinking processes and methods. The next component is the social innovation component. And this would be where we actively work to curate a community of problem solvers, solving real world problems and challenges through collaborative workshops and engagements. So where a lot of what we're doing with Curiosity is very wide ranging and more just in the name of curiosity in general, this is where we would take both curiosity-based thinking, but everything that's being done within the Curiosity Project, and just really focus that laser on specific challenges, issues, or needs to come up with innovative, novel solutions. And that would be the social innovation component of the Curiosity Project. And that takes us to the final two. The last two is content and publishing. This would be a publishing house, content production, and writing workshops. Again, my background as a writer, and I've done a lot of writing workshops and publishing workshops. The thought was how to use a lot of the curiosity-based thinking processes, not, instead of just teaching or just innovation or entrepreneurship, how do we use them to either teach people to write better or to help them get published or write for specific needs. But now the world has changed so much that in addition to all of that, I think there's a focus on not just writing, but content creation. And maybe how do we interface with AI tools and other things out there shaping the landscape of content? Well, that would all come under this content and publishing. The idea being we would create as much content as possible around curiosity-based thinking, but also publish as much content on it to again, spread the power of curiosity. And not just us, but this would be a place where others. This would be, again, this is the Curiosity Project is a global community. And lastly, as we were just discussing, we have the final component, which is the events and design experiences, or the serendipity collider, as I describe, I affectionately call it. And this is, from what if conferences to other designed experiences that bring people together to follow a curiosity-based thinking process that results in collaboratively designed actions. And again, these can be focused on anything big or small, global issues or company issues. These schools use what if conferences and different designed experiences as a way for their students to not only demonstrate their learning throughout a semester, but celebrate that learning. So this is where this final component is where we would work with groups, individuals, organizations to help them not only, how to do their own what if conferences, but as I mentioned before, design new experiences and how to get the most out of our collective curiosity.
Okay, Matt, I think that's a perfect explanation and a perfect recap of all the steps and stages for the Curiosity Project. And I hope that everybody that is looking at this video, if you haven't seen the previous ones where we talk about specifically each one of those, and this one serves as a open model so that you can use, and of course we can work together. And that's the idea about this: is just be able to be curious, stay curious around the Curiosity Project, and we are ready just to share with you all your knowledge and all the tools that we have and all the idea that you have around this project to create a more curious world. So, Matt, really nice to see you today. Have a good
Likewise.
one.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Again, bye.